What is going on, beautiful people? It is your boy Asamin here, back to our video, and today we are here on Madden 25 and we are going to be simulating the career of Shedeur Sanders. Yep, Shedeur Sanders, you know, the rapper, bust out my AP, perfect time, and also Colorado Buffalo, who completely turned around that program, playing for his father, Deion Sanders. Yep, that's Shedeur Sanders, and today we are going to see what Madden 25 has for his career. I'm super excited for this video. I'm super pumped up. And I know you guys are. You clicked on this video for a reason. But before we get into the video, I'm going to ask you guys for an absolutely huge favor. And that is if you guys could subscribe to the channel. It would mean the absolute world to me. I have a goal that I'm trying to hit. I'm trying to hit 500 subscribers before the end of January. So I really would be happy if you guys could be part of that goal and help me achieve it. It would mean the absolute world to me. It's free. It takes no time. And y'all can do it right now while I'm talking. Also, make sure to like the video and make sure to comment any recommendations or feedback down below. I live for feedback, so I really would appreciate it. And make sure to comment what you guys want to see next out of my channel. But besides that, guys, we're going to get right into this video right now. Also, to clarify, this is a career simulation. This is not a rebuild. Every single setting in the franchise settings is on auto. I have no control over this team whatsoever. I have no control over what team picks him. We're just going to go with the wind here, and we're going to see what happens in Shedeur Sanders' career. Also, we have three major challenges for this video. The first one is for Shedeur to win and make a Super Bowl. He has to win and make a Super Bowl in this video. If that doesn't happen, I really don't see this video as a success. We also have to have Shedeur make the playoffs 6+ times, and last but not least, make the Hall of Fame in this video game. That is it. That's his three major goals, and that's the rules of this video. As you see right here, Shedeur Sanders is graded as a top 5 talent, and he is projected to be in the top 5 actually. So Shedeur Sanders is legit as they come. As you see here, he is a top fit for the Giants, Cowboys, and Raiders, which all in real life are pretty realistic. Besides the Cowboys, I don't see the Cowboys moving on from Dak this early, but you never know. As you see right here, this is Mr. Sanders' combine numbers. He ran a 4.66, which is the 5th best out of any quarterback. And he also benched 225 22 times, which for me, that's kind of an average like warm-up going into a light day. But for Mr. Sanders, that is a pretty good number. And for the quarterbacks, that is an absolutely great number, as that is the 2nd best out of any quarterback. Obviously, the pro day numbers are going to be a little better. As you know, if I was a head coach and my player was running a 40 at my pro day, I'd be a little fast with the time, help my guy out, maybe help him get drafted. But Shedeur definitely impressed the scouts here, and I'm going to be very interested to see where he goes and what pick he is. Alright guys, this is the moment of truth. I hope it's not Cleveland. We are going to check Tennessee first though, and they did pick Shedeur at the number 2 spot. Why are they picking 2? I guess they must have traded down. That is a little weird. But Shedeur Sanders is a Tennessee Titan. Can he save the franchise? Can he bring life back to Nashville? As you see right here, his supporting cast is not very good. He does not have a lot of help around him. And I mean, he has 2 studs on the offensive line. I will give him that. But man, his weapons are not the best. He really needs help there. This could be a rough season for the Tennessee Titans. But how this video is going to work is we are going to simulate. So we are going to simulate to mid-season. We're going to check his stats, check how the season's going for the team. And then we're going to simulate to the end of the season. That's going to be like the little repeat. So right now, we're going to simulate to the middle of the season right now. At the halfway point, we are 4-3, which is very insane for us. And it's weird because it does not look like we're even playing that good. Our stats, we have no stats that jump out whatsoever, which is very weird. We are playing the Chiefs this week, but we need to check how Shedeur Sanders has been his rookie year. We need to see, has he been balling? Has he been putting the team on the back? Let's go check right now. Stats and award. And here we are, Shedeur Sanders, 1,500 passing yards, 7 touchdowns, 90 passer rating. The 7 touchdowns is a little concerning, 5 interceptions, but I'm assuming it's just getting used to the NFL. The 1,000 yards is not that bad, though, the 1,500. He's on pace for a 3,000 yard season, but the touchdowns definitely got to get up. He has also been running the ball quite well. On 40-some carries, that is not very bad at all. He is, he's moving around the pocket well, but it's going to be very interesting to see how Shedeur does in the second half of the season. Is he going to get used to playing in the NFL, and is it going to become second nature to him? As you see, the Tennessee Titans did come back down to earth. They finished here 7-10, which means they won 3 games throughout the rest of the season. But we got to more importantly check how Shedeur Sanders did and how did he finish his first season in the NFL. So let's not waste any time. Let's go check out the stats right now. Shedeur finishes with 22 touchdowns, 3,954 yards. That is a very solid season for Shedeur. 22 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. 13 interceptions is not very good, but the passing yards and touchdowns is not very bad for his first year, man. With that supporting cast around him, that is a very, very good year. Now, I want to see who did good. He ran for 340 yards rushing. That is a very solid first year. But now we have to check to see if Shedeur did win Rookie of the Year. And he's obviously not going to be in the MVP conversation. But here we are, Offensive Rookie of the Year. And it does go to our boy, Mr. Sanders wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. That is an awesome way to start his NFL career. That is very good. He definitely deserved it. And best quarterback, where is he at? And he is at number 9. As a rookie in the AFC, he's the 9th best quarterback. Very, very good way for Shedeur to start his year. And it's only going to keep getting better and better. I'm super excited to see how his career just continues to build. We got one more thing we got to check, and that is, did he break the rookie records for the Tennessee Titans? And he did. He broke both. Wow. What a season for Shedeur Sanders. And I'm super excited to see him get more help and how he just develops and gets better and better. As you see right here, it is year 2 for Shedeur Sanders. Year 2 of the great Sanders. And as you see, he's up to star development, and we did give him some weapons. We got Rashid Shaheed, and we did draft a rookie wide receiver. That is going to have a very big impact for Shedeur. And the offensive line continues to get older, so they continue to develop together. And the offensive line will continue to get better and better. It may not be this year, but next year this team could do some damage. But I'm excited to see what they'll be able to do this year. I'm excited to see if Shedeur's stats improve, if he hits a sophomore slump. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens for Shedeur Sanders here. Halfway through the season, we are 5-2, man, which is really surprising for this Tennessee Titans team. We are only an 80 overall, and the fact that we are 5-2 is speaking volumes to what Shedeur Sanders is doing. He's probably having an absolutely amazing year. So, of course, we have to go check it out. And 1,900 yards and 16 touchdowns with 4 interceptions. What a year. What a start to the year for Shedeur Sanders. He's been looking absolutely awesome, man. That is just awesome to see. And he's running the ball good. 165 yards. Pretty solid, man. Shedeur Sanders has had an absolutely awesome year. We're the second offense in the NFL. And Shedeur could be up for MVP this year. This could be Shedeur's year in his second year. He may take this leap. He might be that type of quarterback. And we do finish 10-7. We do make the playoffs. We get to host a playoff game. We play the New York Jets. And Shedeur's first playoff action, and he completes one of his goals, or he's making progress, as this is his first playoff appearance. He has to make it 6 times. So there we go. Shedeur Sanders is making progress. And I'm excited to see what he did this year and how he played. So as you see right here, Shedeur Sanders did kind of take a step back. He had 27 tuds to 12 interceptions. But at the start of the season, I thought he was going to go for 40 tuds. He also threw for over 4,000 yards. Absolutely fantastic season for Mr. Sanders. It's been absolutely awesome to watch. His rating was very good. And he also ran for 340 yards. Just a phenomenal season by Shedeur Sanders. Very good second year. And he should definitely be up for at least off or best QB in the AFC. I don't think he'll be up for MVP just yet, and he is not. But he should be up for best quarterback, right? He should be at least in the top 7, I feel like. And he is at 9. Wow, he is at 9. Maybe just underrated, man. Maybe they're underrated, my guy Shedeur. But here we are. It doesn't matter anymore. We are in the playoffs, and we are going to be playing the New York Jets. So we got to win this game, man. Alright, guys. This is the moment of truth. And Shedeur Sanders' Titans did dominate the Jets. They outgained them by 140 yards. Absolutely crazy. Let's see how Shedeur did. He had to perform well, right? And he did not play. Will Levis, aka Gia Dudley, aka Mailman, played. He threw 2 picks, which is average for a Will Levis game. But man, I'm very disappointed. I wanted to see Shedeur Sanders in the playoffs. And now I'm very interested. What happened? Did they bench him? Was he injured? He had to be injured, right? There's no way they could bench perfect time in Shedeur himself. And there is a new injury. Let's go check it out. And of course, it is Shedeur Sanders. He fractured his shoulder blade, so he is done for the year. Man, that is a rough way to go out your rookie or second year, especially after all you've done, Shedeur. Bringing this team back, second year, that's very rough. As you see here, the Titans did unfortunately lose to the Chiefs, which means their season is over. But it's going to be very interesting to see what leap Shedeur makes in year 3 and how he continues to grow. I feel like our receiver core did get worse this year. Quentin Johnson and Calvin Ridley are number 1 receivers, which in my opinion is not very good. No offense to Quentin Johnson, he just really can't catch. Shedeur is up to an 89 overall, and the offensive line will continue to get better and better. So the team is definitely improving in front of our eyes. I just really want them to go out there and get a top-notch receiver for Shedeur. I feel like that would really help his development and help him turn that next corner and make that leap. But right now, we are 1-6 coming out of the bye, which is just absolutely disgusting. This is the best team we've had in the whole video, and we are 1-6. That is crazy. Now, we got to go check out Shedeur Sanders' stats here. We cannot lollygag. It has to be on Shedeur, right? Being 1-6. Shedeur must be playing not his best ball. As you see, I was correct. I am right 86.1% of the time. And Shedeur hasn't even played the whole season, as Jordan Travis has stepped in, the former FSU Noel, who would have led them to the Natty. But Shedeur, man, he's definitely been struggling this year. 7 touchdowns is not something to be proud of, and he needs to step it up if this team wants to turn the season around. This has been absolutely awful this year from him, and we got to see what's going on for Shedeur, man. And they did not turn it around. Oh my gosh, 4-13. That is not a very good season for them, especially 1 year removed from making the wild card game and win their division. But you know what? There is always next year. But we got to go look at Shedeur Sanders' stats, man. We got to see what happened this year. Like, that is just an absolutely awful season. I am laughing a little about it, not going to lie. And we finished, I think we were the worst team besides the Chargers. We were tied for the worst team in the AFC. That is really, really bad, man. That is absolutely awful. And let's go see how Shedeur did. Shedeur ended up throwing 28 touchdowns. What the heck? He ended up having a not bad season, bro. Like, that is crazy. He ended up actually playing decent. The passing yards were down, but the touchdowns and interceptions, that was probably one of his best seasons. I don't know what happened over here in Tennessee, man. Maybe it was a slow start, but the Titans definitely struggled this year. And we had 2 1,000-yard receivers. What the heck? Was our defense just that bad? And I mean, we shouldn't have been that bad this year. That is absolutely crazy. But man, Shedeur's team absolutely struggled. Carson Beck was on the MVP watch. What the heck? That is actually crazy. But man, Shedeur is even going to be in the top 10 for quarterback, and he is. He is at number 8. Wow. But that is a very crazy third year for Shedeur Sanders. Definitely did not expect that. But on to the next. As you see here, we are in year 4, and we finally went out and got a elite receiver. We got Brandon Ayuk for Shedeur. That is really going to help him, and I think this could be the year Shedeur makes his stamp, wins the MVP. I'm calling it now. I think Shedeur can win the MVP this season. He has a weapon. He has a good offensive line. This offense looks absolutely elite. Give me Shedeur to win the MVP. If I was a gambling man, I would definitely take it. But here we are. Let's go straight to midseason, and let's see how they're doing. Man, this is not looking good. We are 2-5 right now. The Tennessee Titans are 2-5. On paper, they should be one of the best teams in the NFL. But Shedeur Sanders, man, I guess he must have been slacking. Let's go check it out. 11 touchdowns, 1,600 yards, and he has 3 interceptions. So he's not turning the ball over. He doesn't have a lot of touchdowns. And the yards, the yards are there. I don't really think this is his fault. To be honest with you, it is not looking like his fault. Maybe it's the defense. Maybe it's all the defense's fault. You see, we got 2 elite weapons. They are easily going to be studs for us. But man, Shedeur Sanders looks like he's playing his game. I really can't be mad at him. I wonder what's going on with this team and why they're 2-5. As you see, we did end up finishing 7-10, which means we did have a winning record in the second half of the year, but unfortunately too little too late, and we did end up missing the playoffs. I'm very disappointed because I thought this year Shedeur Sanders could win the MVP and this team could contend, but obviously I was wrong. I went down from 86.1 to probably about 84% right rate. But you know what? It is what it is. We got to go check out the stats for Shedeur Sanders and see how he performed in year 4. Was it a good season for him? Was it a bad season? Let's find out. 3,941 yards, 27 tuds to 9 interceptions. That is another solid year from Shedeur Sanders. Granted, it's not the best. He didn't break 30 tuds, but that's still a very respectable year from Shedeur, man. It's not an MVP type season, but it's a very solid year. And I want to go look at his stats for the first 4 years of his career. In my very humble opinion, Shedeur Sanders has been absolutely awesome for us. 4 seasons of 20 plus passing touchdowns. His rating has been very good. What can you expect from the guy? The guy hasn't really had the best weapons, and he is performing at the best. You know what? Shedeur Sanders has played solid. I really am hoping for a little more team success. And you see, he has been running the ball well. He ran for 420 yards this year. That is very good. And, it's going to be awesome to see. Shedeur has 2 more years left on his contract, so it's going to be very interesting to see if he gets paid or if he leaves Tennessee and goes somewhere else. But till then, we won't know. We are now in year 5 of Shedeur Sanders. It is loading, and here you go. He continues to prove, and his receiving core continues to get better each year, man. He has some actual weapons on his team. Now, the offensive line is pretty good too. This can be a very interesting year for them, guys. This year, I said it last year, but I think this year is the year the Tennessee Titans make the playoffs, could win the Super Bowl, and Shedeur could win an MVP. I'm feeling good. This has to be the year, right? They put the talent around him. They have a very solid football team. This has to be the year of Mr. Sanders. It's perfect timing. And they are 3-4, which is feasible. They could easily save 3-4. 3-4 is not the worst record to be. You know, they're about 500. That's a very solid, respectable record. They can easily get that up. But now it is time to look at the stats. As you see here, Shedeur Sanders is going absolutely crazy this year. The offense has been playing absolutely awesome. But we got to go look at the stats and see how Shedeur Sanders is performing. It might be perfect timing because as you see, Shedeur Sanders has 1,700 passing yards, 14 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. You know, bust on my AP. Perfect time. You see, Shedeur is balling, and Brandon Ayuk is helping him a lot. Very helping him. That makes no sense. I passed English, guys. Don't clown. But this team is playing good on offense. This team should easily make the playoffs, in my humble opinion. But we will find out next. Will this team make the playoffs? If I was a gambling man, I'd say yeah. And here we are. We do make the playoffs. We end up finishing 12-5 on the year, and we end up winning the division at 12-5. Wow, that is crazy. And the wildcard team, the Jags, are 12-5 in the same division. That is just beyond me. But we do make the playoffs again. Shedeur Sanders, I think for the second time in his career, second time in 5 years, we do make the playoffs here. That is very clutch. And as you see, our offense, our team is absolutely elite this year. Our team has been awesome, and that is awesome to see. But now we gotta go look at the stats and see how Shedeur is performing here. Oh my gosh! 4,740 yards, 34 touchdowns to 7 interceptions. This could be the MVP season for Shedeur. You know, perfect timing is here. And he also ran for 400 yards. Shedeur Sanders should easily be in the MVP conversation, in my opinion. This is going to be interesting. I think this could be the year that he wins his MVP. That was an absolutely phenomenal season. His team is the champions of the conference or the division. Second best offense in football. We got to go look at the single season record for the Titans. Did he break any single season records for them? And he broke the most passing yards. He has still not broken the most passing touchdowns. That is 36. Will he break that? I have no idea. But he did break that for them. The most passing yards in a single season for a Titans player. Shedeur Sanders now holds. And he doesn't really have any other records. He hasn't broken any of the game records. But man, Shedeur Sanders has had a hell of a year in my opinion. Now it is time to look at awards. Did Shedeur win the MVP? He did not. And Quinn Ewers on the Falcons, and then he's higher than them. That's crazy. But Shedeur finishes 7th in MVP voting. And Brandon Ayuk wins Offensive Player of the Year for the AFC. Wow. I wonder where Shedeur is in best quarterback. Has to be top 3. And he's at 5. Wow. I thought that was an absolutely unbelievable season from Shedeur Sanders. But I guess Madden does not think that. The bigger question is, did we win the playoff game? And we did not. We lost to Jacksonville. That's just an absolutely disappointing loss, man. We were winning at halftime 7-3, but I guess the offense did not get going. Shedeur Sanders, he had a touchdown. But man, I mean, it looks like they just could not finish these drives. And it looks like that cost them in the end. And it looks like year 5 will end with a first round exit to Cancun. He'll be sending perfect timing in Turks. But you know what? It is what it is. Year 6 on the way. I lied. Before we go into year 6, we're going to look at his career stats here. And as you see, Shedeur Sanders has had a pretty good career, man. Through 5 years, he has been pretty darn good. And I think that he's going to end up becoming the best quarterback in Titans history. You know, in this video, I think that that's easily going to happen. I think he's going to break every record for them. But we got to go look at his contract. We're going to go see if he got paid. And he did get that big money. Oh my. Shedeur Sanders got his bag. And he is going to be a Titan for a while. That's good to see. So Shedeur Sanders will remain a Titan. Let's hope they can give him some help and help him compete for a Super Bowl. Year 6 of Shedeur Sanders is here. And in my opinion, the team did get worse. But he continues to grow and get better and better each year. But the team around him is getting worse. He did take a big money contract. So, you know, the quality of the team around him is going to suffer a little. But he has to make up for that. And he has to put players in positions to succeed. But here we are. We're going to go to the midway point of the season, and we're going to see how they're doing. They are 2-4, which is definitely disappointing, but they're only a couple games back. Actually, we are winning our division right now. Our division is absolutely awful, as you see, but we are just playing awful. Everyone in our division sucks. 18.5 points per game is not going to cut it, and Jacksonville's averaging 16.1. That is just, that's almost, I'm about to throw up. I'm actually getting nauseous looking at that. But let's see how Shedeur Sanders is performing. Obviously not the best. And he has 1,400 passing yards, 11 tuds, but 6 interceptions is not good for the brand. Shedeur Sanders is usually very smart with the ball. He limits turnovers, and he is not limiting turnovers right now. Brandon Ayuk is still balling for us, even though he's getting up there in senior citizen age. But our offense has definitely regressed this year. And it'll be interesting to see if Shedeur Sanders can right the ship and turn this around and help the Titans reach the playoffs here. Let's go, and we will find out right now. And we do reach the playoffs at 8-9. That is disgusting. But we do make the playoffs here, and our division was absolutely awful this year, as you see. But let's check out the stats for Mr. Sanders here, and let's see how he performed. And he ended up throwing 30 tuds, 4,000 yards. That is definitely not a bad year. 10 interceptions. But this has definitely been a pretty good year for him. He definitely right the ship, and he definitely turned the season around for the Titans. It'll be very interesting to see how they grow over the course of the year and if they can make a playoff run. This is their time now. Can they make the playoff run, and can they take down the Bengals? And they get just gashed by the Bengals here. Bengals put up 442 yards total offense, and Shedeur Sanders did throw for 316, but it was not enough. And as you see here, Shedeur threw 3 touchdowns to 1 interception, a lot of 27 yards. Jeez, I'm watching 2 out here. But you know what? The Titans did fall short in the playoffs, and another year and another disappointing exit for Shedeur Sanders and the Tennessee Titans. We are here in year 7, and as you see, Shedeur Sanders is a 94 overall. The rest of the team around him is going to continue to improve. The receivers are very solid, and we do have a 92 overall center in the middle, which will help us improve. And I think that this team has potential. This could be the year. Perfect timing. It might be perfect timing, guys. Year 7 could be the year of the Tennessee Titans and Shedeur Sanders. But let's sim to that halfway point of the season, and let's see what Madden has to say about that. They did not agree with me, as the Tennessee Titans are 1-6 right now, and it is not looking good for them at all, man. That is just disgusting, man. Shedeur Sanders is doing his thing, though. As you see, the number one good stat we have on our team is passing yards, which, of course, Shedeur Sanders is cooking up. So let's see how bad his team is holding him back. Man, when you look at it, 1,942 yards, 13 tuds and 6 interceptions is not a bad season whatsoever. That is pretty respectable stats. We have the number 9 offense in the NFL. There's no reason that we should have this bad of a record right now. I think Shedeur Sanders turns this around and we do make the playoffs. Come on, let's see perfect timing right here, baby. Let's see the perfect timing, and it did not happen. We finished 6-11, which sucks, to be honest with you. We finished with about 500. Yeah, we finished 500 in the last couple weeks. We go 6-11 here, but let's see how Shedeur did and how he performed this year. That is just disappointing, though. Going into year 7, I had really high hopes. You know, they put a good team around him. And he finishes with 4,000 passing yards, 29 tuds of 13 interceptions. Not his best season by any means, as you guys see. You know, he had a good start to the season, but I think he definitely cooled down. And I think the team around him is not very good. But you know what? It is what it is. We're going into year 8 now. And Shedeur Sanders, he is very close to passing Warren Moon's records, and I think he did pass one of Warren Moon's records for the most touchdowns in team history. We're actually going to go check that right now. I was fully prepared to go into year 8, but I forgot about this. And he did break the record, and it looks like he has a chance to break the passing yards record next year. It's going to be a very interesting year for Shedeur as he tries to become the best Titans quarterback in franchise history. As you see, Shedeur Sanders did lose his gold star development. Now he just has, I think that is actually his star. I think he had superstar. Oops, my bad. But as you see, the team around him is all right. You know, they're solid. I don't know how much hope I have in year 8 for this team, guys. Shedeur Sanders might just pull a Dan Marino and never win a championship. As a Dolphins fan, that really does hurt to say. Like, my heart's in pain saying that. But I hope not. And we're going to send to midseason and see how Mr. Sanders did. And they are, again, 1-6. This is not very good. My gosh, 1-6 again, man. At what point do the Titans just call it scraps, man? They have an 87 overall offense. How are they this bad? That is just mind-boggling to me. Mind-boggling. But you know what? It's just weird, man, that this team who has all this talent, Shedeur Sanders is one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and they are struggling to win games. Shedeur Sanders, 15 tuds, 5 interceptions, 1,700 yards, a 101 rating, very respectable numbers. And this team cannot win games, man. In year 8, this team is struggling to help Shedeur Sanders out. That is just frustrating to me. And Shedeur Sanders, man, is definitely, I bet he's frustrated, man. I bet he's like, this isn't perfect timing right now. And, you know, we're going to send them to the playoffs, see if they can make some historical comeback. And they finished 4-13, which probably gives them in line for a top overall pick, which they definitely need. They have to help Shedeur Sanders out, man. He has definitely had no help whatsoever. Actually, I can't even say that the team around him is good. I have no idea what's going on here. But we are going to look at his stats. And Shedeur Sanders, 4,379 yard passing, 35 tuds to 9 interceptions. Another awesome year from Shedeur, possibly a future Hall of Famer. But man, he just can never get the wins. He's a great quarterback. He plays awesome, but he can never win. And that may kill him, man. That may kill his career and his legacy. But year 8 went pretty bad, but we'll see how year 9 goes and if Shedeur Sanders can lead this team to the playoffs. As you see here, we are in year 9, and the Tennessee Titans are continuing to improve as they are up to an 85 overall. This team should definitely compete, but again, I probably just cursed them, so they'll probably be 1-6 at midseason. But again, we are going to sim to midseason, and we're going to see how this team's doing. We are at the midway point, and as you see, we are 2-5. Hey, improvements from 1-6 the last 2 seasons, but again, not where we want to be, and we need to pull off a comeback. We need to go brazy in the second half of the season. Shedeur definitely needs this for the momentum, for the strategy, because he is getting old, man. He is 30. Time is ticking, man. He's going to start regressing soon, and again, Shedeur is cooking 261 per game. You know, he's playing his butt off, but he can't really do anything. I mean, his team has to help him out a little. Look at the defensive numbers. They're not helping him whatsoever. And let's go look at his individual stats. Right here, as you see, he does have 13 tuds to 16 interceptions, 1,827 yards. So again, a pretty common year for Shedeur. You know, those are similar numbers. We've seen those in the past. Not bad, not the best. Not going to blame the 2-5 record on him. Let's see if he can right the ship and turn the season around for the Tennessee Titans, or is it cooked like my last relationship? Here we are, and it is cooked, 5-12, and again, man, another disappointing year for the Tennessee Titans. Will they ever make the playoffs here, man? They have just been awful. They've just been mediocre. I mean, what else am I supposed to say, man? They've just been middle of the road awful, man. And I mean, Shedeur Sanders has been a very good quarterback for them. But at the end of the day, when you keep finishing as the worst team in the conference, you get zero respect. 5 wins is unacceptable. And Shedeur, man, as the leader of this team, you have to do better. I mean, you threw 28 tuds, 14 interceptions, 4,400 yards. I get that. But, man, you have to be able to put the team on your back, especially when you're making that much money. I get he just probably broke the Titans single season record or career record for passing yards. He did. He is not the greatest quarterback in Titans history. But, man, he has not won anything. And at the end of the day, you got to be able to win. And right now, he is not winning, and it is very disappointing to see. And Shedeur, man, you got to win. You got to win at the end of the day. And another disappointing year for Shedeur Sanders, and he has yet to crack a Super Bowl in his career. As you see here, Shedeur Sanders is starting to regress. He's down to a 93 overall. So, again, time is ticking. The clock is running. I don't know how much more longer Shedeur has, man. Soon he will drop, and he will drop fast. So the Titans need to win now before it is too late for his career. Halfway through the season, the Titans once again have 2 wins. And man, that is just disappointing because Shedeur, man, he has put his all on the line for this team. And the team is not helping him, man. You know, he's probably having a good year again, but his teammates are not helping him. And the Tennessee Titans organization is leaving him short of his full potential. And it's just disappointing to see, as you see right there, 1,436 yards. 10 tuds, 4 interceptions. Not his best year by any means. But again, this is year 10 for Shedeur, man. So time is definitely ticking for him. And I mean, if they can't turn it around, man, I wonder how much time Shedeur really has to contend and possibly win a Super Bowl. We are going to go look at his career stats really quick and see how he's done over the course of his career. And as you see right here, he has had a very solid career, man. I mean, he hasn't really won many awards, I will say. He has gotten paid a bunch. But again, he hasn't won many rewards, but he's just been consistently a very good underrated quarterback. As you've seen, he hasn't won much, but again, Shedeur has put the team on his back many times, and they have let him down. So we will see what Shedeur can do and if they can qualify for the playoffs. And no, they are eliminated at 7-10. Another disappointing exit for the Tennessee Titans, as they have not made the playoffs in a long time. And I think Shedeur's maybe won 1 playoff game during the course of his career. overall, it just hasn't been good for him, man. It's been very disappointing to see. He finishes with 30 tuds to 9 interceptions. Another good year for Shedeur Sanders. But what can you do in the situation if you're him? He's doing all he can do, and at the end of the day, that's all he can do, if you know what I mean. But we're going to load up year 11, and we are going to see what happens. As you see here, we have made it to year 11, and man, we need a run from the Titans here. We got a superstar X Factor tight end, which should help Shedeur, man. As you see, he continues to regress, and this is probably the last season of him at a 90. He's probably going to drop to like a high 80 next year, and after that, the sky is going to fall out from underneath him. So this is one of our last realistic chances of winning the Super Bowl. The defense is, the secondary is kind of tough, but I don't know, man. We're still in the midseason. I got no expectations. Every time I say we're going to do something, we never do it. So we're just going to sim, and we're going to see what EA has in store for us. And we are 5-2. Wow. We are 5-2 right now. One of the best starts we've had in like 5 seasons, man. And Shedeur Sanders has a chance to maybe go on his run that we've been looking for all video. This is the chance, maybe this is their year. One last run for Shedeur, and they are sitting pretty. I mean, they're 5-2 right now. They're playing the 2-5 Patriots. Should be 6-2 after this week. And as you see here, the offense has been absolutely awesome this year. But let's go check out the stats. Let's see how Shedeur is performing. And he has 13 tuds, 6 interceptions, common theme, 1,800 passing yards. Pretty average year for Shedeur, man. That's usually how the seasons go now. 13 tuds to 6 interceptions, very common. But we have the 4th best offense in the NFL, as you see right here, and that is something to be proud of. After starting off the year red hot, we do end up finishing 9-8, which, I mean, hey, we make the playoffs for the first time in a while. And here it is, Shedeur Sanders, you have a chance. You have a chance of creating your legacy, making a Super Bowl run as like a 7 seed, bro. This is your chance. And he actually had a very good year, 4,000 yards, 31 tuds, 12 interceptions. Even though he is getting old, he is aging like fine wine. Let's check the yearly awards and let's see if he is up there. And of course, he's not up there. They hate Shedeur Sanders, man. And is even up there. Oh, I saw him up there for Offensive Player of the Year. And he finishes as the 5th best quarterback in the conference. Not bad by any means. Shedeur Sanders. And, you know, we're going to go look and see, can he do it? Can he win a playoff game? Is this his time? And we do end up winning the playoff game. We end up dominating this game, actually, which it looks like our defense actually dominated. We did not actually play that well. Shedeur Sanders only threw 1 tud, 196. But hey, a win's a win, and we are going to be advancing into the division round where Shedeur Sanders has a chance to go to the conference championship for the first time in his entire career. And Shedeur Sanders will advance to the conference championship for the first time in his entire career. Wow. Shedeur Sanders puts the team on his back, or he didn't really put the team on his back, but man, they got outgained by 100 yards and we still won. Wow. The defense played absolutely phenomenal. They held Miami to 2 scoreless quarters, and they just did enough to get the win here. As you see, Shedeur Sanders did his job, no turnovers, and you know, he was just controlling the pace of the game, guys. He was just controlling that, and he did what he had to do, and he got them a win. It also looks like he got hurt for a little, but he came back in and he finished the game, and now they will play Cleveland for the chance to play in the Super Bowl. As you see here, we actually dominated Cleveland the whole entire game, and the Tennessee Titans will advance to the Super Bowl, led by our quarterback, perfect time in Shedeur Sanders. Wow, what a game. They did what they had to do. Shedeur did his thing, and he leads his team to the Super Bowl for the first time in his entire career, which surprises me because this late in his career, I did not think he'd be able to do this, but Shedeur has did it, and he has them in the Super Bowl with a chance to win the Super Bowl. As you see here, Shedeur played his game. He threw 2 tuds, didn't turn the ball over, and he controlled the whole game, man. He had an absolutely awesome game, and now they played the Saints in the Super Bowl, and man, that is going to be an awesome game. And can Shedeur complete one of our goals and win the Super Bowl? We are going to simulate the Super Bowl in the game, and as you see, there is Shedeur Sanders in the Titans uniform, and there is the Lombardi Trophy right next to him. We were hoping they could pull out a win, but right now it is not looking very good for them. We need a tud right here really bad, and we do not get a tud. We get a field goal, and we are down 14. We need a big stop, and our defense gets drove on, and they get 3 there. It is not looking good for the Tennessee Titans in the situation, and they are slowly driving, but there is not a lot of time left. They need to score fast, and with 3 minutes left in the game, it's not looking good at all. 2nd and 20, 3rd and 20, and they do score to make it a 10-point ball game with 2 minutes left. But Tennessee's going to need a Christmas miracle here, and that is not going to happen. All their timeouts have been ran out, and the New Orleans Saints will unfortunately win the Super Bowl. Shedeur Sanders will fall short again. There he is looking all sad. Oh, that's a really sad shot actually. But Shedeur Sanders will lose in the Super Bowl, and we will come up short once again. Shedeur made a run happen, but unfortunately he cannot win the big game. And again, Shedeur is ringless. Shedeur Sanders does fall short in the Super Bowl last year, but this is a new season. As you see here, Shedeur has dropped down to an 89 overall, and the clock is definitely ticking on his career. He does not have a lot of time left. For all you know, this could be his last year as a starter, to be honest with you. This could be one of his last seasons as a starter. I think this is year 12 for Shedeur, though. And yeah, time is very well ticking for Mr. Sanders, who's had an absolutely awesome career. Halfway through the season, and the Tennessee Titans are 4-2 right now, which means Shedeur Sanders has to be playing good football. As you know, he has to put this team on his back a lot. And 1,400 yards, 11 tuds, and 3 interceptions is not a bad stat line. He is a very solid passer rating. He's having a pretty solid season, man. For all things accounted for, he is in year 12. Time is definitely ticking for him, and he's been playing pretty good ball, man. Has a chance to be a Hall of Fame quarterback. I mean, he hasn't really won anything, but I could definitely see the Hall of Fame in his cards. But let's sim to the end of the season, and let's see how Shedeur did. And is the Tennessee Titans going to be in the playoffs? That's the big question that I have to ask. And they will make the playoffs at 8-9, which isn't the best record, but they sneak into the playoffs, and they have to go to Pittsburgh and play the Pittsburgh Steelers, who I feel like is a pretty hard team to play at home, or I mean on the road. And as you see there, the Pittsburgh Steelers actually have a good offense for once. That is crazy. As you see right here, Shedeur Sanders actually had a very solid season with 28 touchdowns to 11 interceptions, and he threw for 3,000, I can't read that, I'm legally blind, yards. Overall, Shedeur with another solid season, and he's still running the ball well with 342 yards rushing. Another very solid season for Shedeur Sanders. And I want to go look at his career stats really quick. Look at those career stats: 50,000 passing yards, 349 tuds. That is a very respectable career. He could be in the Hall of Fame, actually. He has 4,000 yards rushing. Shedeur Sanders might be a Hall of Fame quarterback. Genuinely, he could be a Hall of Fame quarterback. And I mean, you never know. If he wins a Super Bowl in this spot, in this playoffs, he could easily be a Hall of Fame quarterback. We're going to go check his legacy score, though. And as you see, he is at number 12, which is pretty high, 17,000. That is a very, very good number. He definitely can make the Hall of Fame. As you see, guys with... Did I see Quinn Ewers up there? Damn, Quinn Ewers must have went crazy. But I see 26,000 makes the Hall of Fame. Shedeur Sanders should easily hit 20,000. I think that he can be a Hall of Famer in this video. The Titans go on the road and beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. And as you see here, Shedeur Sanders played an absolutely phenomenal game. One of the best games of his entire career. 408 yards, 3 touchdowns. What a game from Shedeur Sanders. Easily the best game of his career that I've seen. And Shedeur Sanders leads them to the divisional round once again. Unfortunately, though, we did not make it past the second round as we lose to the Buffalo Bills by 3. Shedeur Sanders obviously did not play his best game. But man, that's one stains. We were out-yarded by over 100 yards, or almost 100 yards. And Shedeur, man, that was his chance. We could have went to the championship game for back-to-back years, but we fell short. And now Shedeur, now the questions are really starting to hit. Will he win that ring, man? That ring is so coveted, and it's not looking good for him. 2 tuds, 1 interception, 77 rating. Not the best game of his career by any means. But I don't think he lost in that game. Unfortunately, though, they do fall short once again, and we are on to the next year. As you see here, Shedeur Sanders is down to an 85 overall, and that is just going to continue to drop. So time is very well ticking, and this team does not have a lot more time left with Shedeur Sanders, as next year he'll probably be in the 70s. So Shedeur, they need to win now. This has to be the year. This could be his last chance at a bowl. And what will they do here? How will they start the season? And at midseason, they are 5-2. That is a very, very good record for them. And that record, all they have to do is maintain a solid pace, and they should be a playoff team this year. Shedeur Sanders looks to be leading the team well. And man, let's hope his stats this season are good. Shedeur Sanders is still showing that he has life. As you see, he has 1,700 yards passing, 12 tuds, and 5 interceptions. A very respectable season from Shedeur. He's also running the ball a little less, as you see, but again, he is getting older, so time is definitely ticking. But Shedeur, solid season by all means. That is very good numbers, and let's see how they finish out the year and if they make the playoffs. The Titans had an absolutely awesome season as they finished 12-5, but that was not enough to win their division, as you see. And honestly, what? Oh my gosh, they got hoed. They easily could have had the first round bye, but they lost to tiebreakers. They finished 12-5, but they lose to tiebreakers, and they miss out on a first round bye and home field playoff advantage. And they end up with a wild card, so they have to go on the road here. That is just unfortunate for Shedeur Sanders Titans. But look at Shedeur, man. He just had another awesome season here. 30 tuds, 13 interceptions, 4,000 plus passing yards. That is a very solid year for Shedeur Sanders in his 13th season. And man, he has to be on the yearly awards, right? At least he has to be up there for MVP or best quarterback. But you know what? He wasn't. I checked it. I just cut it. But Shedeur Sanders will have a chance to win a playoff game once again. And will he do it? Will he beat Buffalo? And no, they will not beat the Buffalo Bills. As you see, they will lose to Buffalo. That is very unfortunate, as I feel like this is Shedeur's actual last shot to win a Super Bowl. But let's go see how he performed in this playoff game. And did he lose in the game? Let's go see right now. Shedeur Sanders, and they did lose by 3. They only threw for 200 yards. Both teams, it looked like a defensive battle game. But still, man, that is not very good. As you see, he had a very low quarterback rating. 0 touchdowns, 1 interception, 22 long. He definitely did not win them that game. That's all I'm going to say. But Shedeur Sanders goes out sad in that game. And the Tennessee Titans are eliminated once again. And now we will have to simulate to next season. The Tennessee Titans did bring in a new quarterback. And right now, Shedeur is the starter, but it looks like he is a higher overall than Shedeur. He is an 84, and I think Shedeur is down to like an 82. So that is not good whatsoever. I wonder if they will bench Shedeur in likes of Stratton, but we will see. I don't like that they brought in another quarterback, man. This was supposed to be year 14, I think, of Shedeur, which would have been absolutely awesome, but it's not looking good for him, and I do not know if he will start this season. As you see right here, we are at the midway point, and Shedeur has not played a snap this season, which means that he was benched, which unfortunately means that it is looking like the end of his career is looming, unfortunately, which is sad. But, we'll send him to the end of the season, and of course we missed the playoffs. We didn't have Shedeur starting, but man, that just hurts, because I thought they would have Shedeur have one final run, but they bring in a new quarterback who did throw 30 tuds, by the way, and he threw 4,500 yards, but he threw 14 interceptions, and man, Shedeur, it's looking like the end for him, man. It is looking like the end, and now it is probably time to go look at his career stats. As you see right here, he has had an absolutely awesome season, and he is on the final year of his deal, so that means that it's probably over. They're probably not going to re-sign him, and Shedeur, man, who's had an awesome career, look at those numbers, man. Look at those numbers he has put up over the course of his career. He has had some absolutely unbelievable seasons. And honestly, in my opinion, I think that he is a Hall of Fame quarterback. Even though he didn't win the big game, he put up big numbers throughout his career. And I think that that is good enough for him to be a Hall of Famer. His career has kind of been similar to a guy like Dan Marino, even though I would say he's probably a little worse. He's probably like a Kurt Warner, what's his name? Carson Palmer. Carson Palmer is a very good comparison. He never won. I compared him to Kurt Warner. Kurt Warner won a Super Bowl, but Carson Palmer fits the narrative. We're going with Carson Palmer. Shedeur Sanders had a Carson Palmer-like career, and as you see right here, he holds pretty much every Titans record for quarterbacks besides, passing touchdowns in a season and the game. He has not touched the game records, but he does own the rookie and the career, which is overall pretty good. And Shedeur Sanders, what is his legacy score up to? Let's see right here, and he is up to 11 with 18,000. As you see right there, those are all Caleb Williams made the Hall of Fame with less legacy, so that means that Shedeur, with 2 yearly awards and 1 championship, should really make it. But we will see next. We will see if Shedeur is still on the team next year. Here we go. Moment of truth. Is Shedeur Sanders still on the Tennessee Titans? And he's not the starting quarterback, and no, he is not on the Tennessee Titans. They have moved on from Shedeur, and it is a little salting that he is a 79 overall, and they chose to keep him over Shedeur, but whatever, I'm not going to judge. Let's see where Shedeur is, if he is a free agent or has he been signed. Here we go, quarterback, And we are just going to scroll a little, and yep, he's right there at a 72 overall. He regressed like 10 overalls in one season. Time is up. Time is up, Shedeur. It's not perfect timing anymore. And unfortunately, it is looking like the end of his career. I doubt any team is going to re-sign him. So at this point, I'm going to simulate until he retires. And yeah. As you see right here, Shedeur Sanders has retired. And man, he had a hell of a career. He did not reach all of his goals. He did not win a Super Bowl. He may have made the playoffs 6 times. But there's still one goal we have to check. And that is, did Shedeur Sanders make the Hall of Fame? Here we go. Moment of truth. Did he make it? And he did make the Hall of Fame. Shedeur Sanders is a Hall of Famer. Overall, a very successful career. And I would not be mad at it. But if you guys did enjoy the video, I am a Sawman and I make these type of videos. I really would appreciate if you guys could subscribe to the channel. It would mean the absolute world to me. You know, make sure to like the video. Make sure to comment any recommendations or feedback down below. I'm trying to grow this channel. I really enjoy doing this. But I'm going to need your guys' help. Help me, help you. Help me make the best content, and I really will. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate you guys. And I hope you guys have a great day, great week. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. It's your boy, Sawman, out. Peace.